Going live in 5. Hey, we're live. Live in 5. Nope, the thing said I was going live. When I said we're going live in 5 and I clicked the button, I guess that's when we go live. There's kind of a delay, so sorry about that. And plus my printer is actually making some beep beep. Started a new print. How's everybody doing tonight in the chat? It's TAMIYA Tuesday. Time to talk about radio control and TAMIYA. Well, not just TAMIYA tonight, where I'm opening up the floor to pretty much talk about anything and everything. So let's see who's in here right now. We have Brad Kalman, KBRC 13, John Martin, and Trail Crawler RC. Just a sec, I'll be right back. There was a little something in the background that was bugging me. And I took it out. Okay, who's there in the chat right now? Let me pull up the chat. Kevin Gibb, Wilt CRC, radioactive scale RCs there. Sir Chirp-a-Lot and Trail Crawler RC, which is there twice. And AZ Froggy RC and more is in the chat also. I know he hasn't been feeling good, so hopefully. Gushi, you should have left it there. You want to talk about Arma? We can talk about Arma. Arma talk. Tonight, it's Arma talk. One thing I want to do also, if you guys want to put a link in the chat here, in the live chat, or into the, any of you that's actually moderator, put a link to your favorite hobby store. Maybe we can do some shout out tonight to some hobby stores. Like what I'm going to do right now. But I'm not happy that they changed their website. I told them that.
Whose website?
So this 30 minutes, 110 Hobbies, they changed their, they didn't have a choice of changing it because it got hacked. But like I told them, I'm not happy that you changed the website because my RCs are gone. He used to have 2 of my RCs with the 110 Hobby paint job on it. So if you're in Canada and you're looking for some parts, hit up 110 Hobby, Paul at 110 Hobby. Good service and good people over there, 110hobbies.com. And put things in your cart, and hopefully soon I'll be able to get some discount codes for you guys to actually go shop there. So he's got things by category, bestsellers, and RC vehicle. He's started to brought in some Warhammer stuff and some gaming stuff, gaming figures. So he's really expanded. He expanded his garage at the back to more stuff. So there's a lot of stuff now that he has over there in his garage. So Warrior Hobby. So check it out. Worth to be checked out. Easy Turn and Burn. The website is still under construction. Oh yeah, I'll go check it out just for the fun of it. Easy Turn and Burn RC. So about us, who we are. So AZ Burn and Turn are, yeah, azturnandburn.com. So when you go on shop now, it does bring you to a different page and you got different stuff to look at. Cool. Hobby Wholesale. Don't think I've heard of Hobby Wholesale. They're Canadian guys. Shop. Oh, that's interesting. It says shop, one of Canada's largest online and retail game and hobby store. They got die-cast, plastic model, die-cast figured, whole bunch of different stuff and accessories, RCs, plane, boats, cars, radio surface. Cars and trucks, 630 of them, electric. Let's go on road just for the hell of it. Oh, look at that, Tamaya's.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Dynahead. I want to get the Dynahead.
Did you see that video? I think I sent you a video, didn't I? Of that?
350 bucks. Cool. Hobby Wholesale.
I showed it in another forum. They showed it running pretty fast and doing jumps and stuff. So I thought maybe you'd like to see that. It's capable of doing a couple of things.
Nope, I did not see that.
It's in your, should be in your thing. I sent you.
Yeah, I saw you sent two videos.
Yeah, and one, I swear one of them was the Dynahead going, being used in a faster method, not crawling method, but it was doing really good jumps.
It's not meant to be a crawler because it's geared very high.
Even with the portals.
Yeah, even with the portals, it's still very fast. It's still high. I've known some people to put an 80 turn motor in there and they still found it fast with an 80 turn. So Cyclone Hobby in Columbus, Ohio has a nice selection of RCs also. Okay, cool. Cyclone Hobby in Ohio. Who lives in Ohio?
I do, but I don't live in near Columbus. I live 2.5 hours from Columbus.
I don't live in Columbus, and I've been out there numerous times.
Oh yeah,
it's a very nice shop.
They are blowing away the competition, hence the name Cyclone.
They do a lot of raffles. Yep, they do a lot of them. And they just did a free one for an infraction last week.
They have an indoor crawling course?
Yes, sir. It's got a very unique twist to it.
Oh, yeah?
In one area.
The only thing I don't like about their website is right away they've mishandled the thumbnails. They're stretched. It doesn't look professional to me. Anyways, but that's the only thing. Other than that, the page looks nice.
Yeah, their crawler course, in one area they have some metal conveyor rollers that you have to try to get across.
Oh yeah.
And once you get across that, there is a bridge, but it rotates. The bridge has actually got a twist in it and it rotates. So you have to time it just right to get from one end to the other.
I want to try that
in the middle.
I want to try a Lazy Susan, or just go to the hardware store, buy the hardware for Lazy Susan, because I know for a fact that if you do a Lazy Susan and you put it on an angle, theoretically it should turn. If your weight at the right place, it should turn by itself, and gravity should bring you back. So it's like a dead end.
Yeah, kind of like a roundabout.
Yeah.
Speakers in the way.
So what do you do, Dennis? You just got to sit there, and if you're not timing it right, you just got to wait. And
well, it rotates. It'll do a complete 360.
Oh, rotate like this.
Okay. And just as it starts coming around, you have to go because it's got a twist in it. So you have to time it just right, and your truck will stay flat.
Wow.
If you time it a little too late, you're down on the bottom, upside down.
Okay.
It's really fun. I met Tom Asher, the owner of Three Brothers Racing. I met him there. Super nice guy.
What, does it have a motor that actually everything turns, or?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they have it on a rheostat style speed control, so they could speed it up or slow it way down, stop it.
But did they build the bridge with a twist also? So you got to follow the twist?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's kind of a corkscrew.
Yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
as it's turning, you have to time it just right, and you can stay straight on it. As you're crawling and it's turning, you'll stay straight.
That
But
sounds like fun.
It's fun.
Hey, Bulgare, how you doing? Here says, I've seen that obstacle. It looks challenging.
That Chewy?
That'd be scary, man.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
be.
Kagan, it's definitely fun. It took a lot of thought process to come up with that, and that was one of the big draws to get in there.
I should build something like that. I know Greg, the guy that does it with me, he's pretty good with electronics and motors and things like that. Maybe he can figure something in there for the electronics or for the motor with the gearing to make sure it turns very slow.
Well, if you put it on just a small set of gears and get a dial like a dimmer switch for lights for
Okay.
your house, just run it on 110.
Hmm.
You can control it that way. But it would definitely be a star hit for ollies to add something like that in.
Yeah, but I'm sure we must be able to find a something that would work on 12 volts or something, so I can run it on a 3S or on a car battery, let's say, because it's going to be in the trail and there's no power. So if I take a car battery, put it under there and just run it during the event, it should be not bad.
Yeah, even if you used a battery with an inverter.
Yeah, true.
You could do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, motor
Or
and rails.
even like a windshield wiper motor out of a car.
Yeah.
Could put it on a rheostat control.
Do they have 110 volt in Canada? No, we're 220. No, of course, we're 110.
Leave it up to Uncle Lee.
Europe that actually have 220.
My buddy, I had one of them big boom boxes. My buddy plugged it into 220.
Oh, yeah.
Blew it up.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob's RC wrote 120. You are right. You are the winner. So some people didn't see it, but some people did see it. But I put some, since it's Tamiya Tuesday, why not? I've used the Tamaya Putty. And this stuff works pretty good. It smells like Bondo, but it binds on plastic also for this one. And I've done the body, the wide body kind of, not wide body kit, but the fenders on this, and put it on there, sanded everything. I got to run it under the water before I paint it. But now I fix the issues with this, because some of you did not know, but I picked this up this weekend. But the wheel wells were really hacked up, and it was cut all the way up to the back of the door, and part of the door was missing. So I had to come up with an idea. So I decided to go with a white body kit on this, white body fenders. I could have bought the fenders, but I decided to try them in styrene. So I basically took a piece of paper, did a cone with it, and then I held the cone beside it for the size, cut the paper, and then I cut the paper again, and it gave me a template. Once I had my template, I transferred that on styrene, and then did 4 the same, and just bent the styrene. It stays in shape, the thin one, and now it's actually on there. So it's my Dodge body on a V100 Vetera V100 chassis. I'm debating on cutting this a little shorter, just so it matches a little bit more. Posts are going to come off, and I am putting half turbo, well, gluing some half turbos on there. And I did remove the post already here. I'm going to put magnets in the back, magnets in the front, put headlights on there, put some lights that they're going to flash. So I'm going to deck this out just for the hell of it, just because I can. Once I figured out my paint job, I'll be, it's going to be, I'm going to decide what kind of wheels are going to go on there. So turned out pretty good, I think, so far.
Yeah, it's looking good.
And it doesn't look too bad.
But I'm surprised how that Tamaya Putty is actually working out good for me. And I've had that for a while now. Like I've had that for years in my shelf, and it's still good as long as you keep the cap on it and it doesn't dry out. So maybe next week for Tamiya Tuesday, we're going to do a paint special, and I'm going to get my compressor and we're going to paint. So hoping some of you can point me to the right direction to see if I'm doing something wrong or not. I've used my airbrush maybe twice already, so I got kind of the feeling of how to use it, but I want to use it more, and I want to try painting this body with the airbrush. I'd love to learn how to do a skeleton, like a skeleton head on top of the hood or on top of the roof, or maybe even where it would really look nice would be in the back here. Oh, I'm gonna put a cap on there, black. So it would really be good if I did a skeleton or a skeleton head or something here, like a Punisher or whatever. It would be nice having something there. Or to me, that's probably the easiest thing to do right away would be a skeleton, just a plain skeleton head with some eyes and some teeth. So skull, yeah.
That'll make Dirk happy.
Probably.
He's a skull guy. He likes the skulls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he likes them.
Yeah, I think I seen something earlier. Did Proline come out with some new tires?
Proline come out with what kind of tires?
Some new tires. I can't remember what they are or what they're for.
Yeah, I know that what's his face was talking about that they came out with some new tires for the infraction. And there's
that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay.
And
I couldn't remember. I remember seeing it.
They come pre-glued onto the Arma tires, but they're their own tires. And some people are saying, well, do they smoke? But they don't talk about smoking, but they say they're more sticky on the road. So, but it's not written if they smoke. But if they smoke, that means they might burn faster. People like that, and some people like that, some people don't. So,
Are they belted?
yes, they are belted.
Yeah. So I remember seeing something real quick on it, and it was like, okay, I was like heading back to work or something like that, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, they're DOT slick.
Toyo tires.
Yeah, those will probably smoke pretty good. Those are kind of like a rain tire.
Okay. Yeah, the way they are, yeah. So yeah, they did come out with that, which is nice. Heck Shot was there for a while ago. Power Stroke. Method wheels. Ford Bronco clear body and the tires. I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the downfall with that tire is it's a 17 millimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good for the people that have 17 millimeter cars.
Right, but then on a 2.9 wheel.
Yeah.
Now you're really filling a wheel well up with them.
Gucci says price is a joke. I didn't even notice the price. Let's see, $47 for two. Yeah, $47 for two.
That's about right.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I think just the plain Arma ones
Or a few bucks
Or-
cheaper, I think.
are like 35
Three.
or 37 or something like that.
Okay.
But that also depends on what compound you got too.
True. But here looks like there's only one compound, so you got the front tire and the rear tire, so the rear is a little lighter. 47 for the rear and 50, well, might as well say 48. 48 for the rear and 46 for the front.
Yeah.
But the
Got to take into consideration the size of the tire also, the 2.9.
Yeah.
I don't think they have different options for different compound for these. No, there's just one compound for these.
Yeah. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, Arma has the different compound, right?
Yeah, there's white and gold, and trying to think of what other one it is.
There's three of them. Yeah, I think there's three of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Green Frog said something there. Countless video to watch on airbrushing as well, I believe. Yeah, I did see some of that. So there is some different videos on airbrushing. My problem, every time I watch a video, I want to do it with them. And to me, that's the best practice. But I got to get myself a piece of glass or a piece of plastic or something to actually practice on. But a lot of people are saying you don't need to practice on a piece of glass. You can practice on a piece of paper, on a piece of cardboard. You can basically practice on anything. So that's what I'm going to look into.
Well, practicing on paper and cardboard is kind of, it's good, but then it's kind of a little bit of a farce, because if you want to try and learn a fine line, it'll actually start to blend it out. So if you want a nice fine line, you want to use like a scrap piece of Lexan or a piece of glass, you know, a mirror, something that you don't get that seepage into the paper.
And that's why I said to myself, I might as well try it on this body. It was already wrecked when I got it, and I'm trying to rectify it. I'm trying to fix it. I know I cannot paint it from underneath. The guy took the protective film off of it. It's already scratched a little bit. There's a lot of things wrong with it. Even the holes for the body post are done with a knife. They're done square. There's so many little tiny things on this body that's kind of, I felt like scrapping it, but I said, no, I'm gonna try to revive it, and I'll use it as a practice body to paint on. So
Yeah, I just looked up on Horizon for the felony tires, and it's 39, and it's whites, silvers, and golds.
okay,
They're 39 for the rears and 35 for the fronts.
so it's $10 more
Yeah,
for the pro lines.
yeah.
Better
Well,
be it better be $10 worth better tire.
If they will last longer, it's going to be good. In other words, if they don't burn as much as the other one, if they don't smoke, to me, it's a plus. If you want a tire that smokes, then buy the Arma. But you got to realize if the tire smokes, that means that smoke is coming from somewhere. It's coming from the rubber. That means
Yeah.
they're using the tires.
Oh yeah.
They're going to go.
Like I said, and then not only that, but the different compounds, you can do different things with the different compounds with the stock ones.
Bloodshot. I think I bookmarked his YouTube channel when he did do Medic Bumblebee. Easy Froggy put that as a note there. And I know that when I got my airbrush, it's a pretty expensive airbrush I got. It's like $125 just for the brush, but there was a piece missing into it, the little tiny spring, so it wasn't coming back. So I opened up myself, I fixed it, I ordered the part, so it's all fixed now. But I don't know if it's working at 100%. So I'll try that gun. I'll see that airbrush. I mean, if it doesn't satisfy me, I might go get another one. But I want to start practicing. I want to start using that stuff.
So I think all my paints pretty much came in, and it's for 2 cars. It's going to cost me over $50 for 2 cars. So
That's not bad.
technically, for each car, it still costs less than $30 for the paint.
Well, they're not big cars either, right?
Well, the Blitzer Beetle has a fairly big body. Frog is smaller, much smaller.
And how many colors per body? Because you're doing box art on them, right?
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for Blitzer Beetle.
11 colors?
Yep.
On the body.
But you're
yeah.
talking about those little tiny Tamaya colors, right? Not the spray can.
Most of them are small colors, yes.
Okay.
And there's only one for the body for the black.
Hey, Bubbles RC, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Who's going to paint those with the paintbrush? Are you or somebody else going to paint them, or what's going to happen with that?
Hopefully my Rita will help me.
Rita?
Okay, for the other one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But for the spray can, did you buy the spray can to actually paint the whole body?
Yes, there's 3 spray cans for the frog,
Okay.
and 3 for the regular little bottles.
Cool. Bob's RC did choose the Kyosho Forerunner, the mini crawler from Kyosho. Cool. They're a nice one. The body on that is like, it's very scale. There's not as many hop-ups, but there is. They're not as easy to find, but there is some hop-ups for those. And a lot of people, they change the type of battery it uses. I know there's a mod that you can actually use a small LiPo on there. There's a different bunch of mods that you can do on there instead of using AA's.
And they, if I'm correct, they also come with the LEDs front and back.
Mm-hmm.
with a hard body, which is really nice.
I thought you did. Do you have? I thought you didn't have small crawlers, Dennis.
Doesn't mean he doesn't know about them.
I don't have them, and I know about them. Oh, he does have one on the shelf, yeah.
I've got an SCX 24.
When was have you used it recently?
2 years ago
Oh,
when I bought it.
you wish they had more indoor places, or you could make your own indoor place to do it on.
Yes, you can make your own indoor place.
I could do it right here in the house. It's my wife's truck.
Mhm.
And the charger, the USB port on the charger fell out. So I'm going to get another charger for it. And when she's ready to play with it, then I'll charge the battery.
Cool.
Till then, it'll just sit there.
Bob says he'll be getting the SCX-24 next. You guys got me into scale trucks. Cool. Well, it's fun. It's way, to me, it's not way funner than bashing. It's just the fun lasts longer. So you can go out for most of the day crawling, but bashing, you either break something, you run out of batteries, or something happens. Bashing is something you do for about an hour or two, but crawling is you go for the day and you come back in the afternoon. It's
Yeah,
Usually-
crawling, spend the whole day out with a group of guys, have a good time. Bashing, if you make a half a day, you're lucky.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Usually, people are breaking things before they run out of battery power most of the time.
All depends.
Depends on where you go. Isn't that right, John?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been out for 3-4 hours at a skate park.
Oh yeah.
And then I've also been out for 15 minutes at the skate park.
Yeah, you never know with bashing.
No, like I said, it just depends on what you have and what you're using and what obstacles are there. Like I said, just one town over is just a couple little ramps. I could be there all day long. But if I go up north about half hour, I'm there about 10 minutes before I break something.
Okay. Woolsey says you can't beat a day out with the kids and the friends crawling. That's true. Even me, my wife, she can't, her high-end coordination is not there. I did build a crawler for her, but she's had problems. She's always hitting trees and she can't stay on the freaking trail. But she, oh, thank you very much, Jay Huff. Oh, that's a good question, but I'll go to that question in a little bit. But now when we go walking in the woods or when we go just walking on the side of the road, I take an RC with me. My son takes an RC and she just walks with us, and she's got the dog now. So it's a family outing. We just go out walking and have fun and talk while we're walking.
It's more relaxing.
Oh yeah. My first Tamaya was, that's a good question from Jay Huff. He gave a super chat for $5. Trail crawler, did you ever have a Tamaya?
No, I've never owned a Tamaya yet.
No? Got to get you one. They're fun. we gotta get you to try a CCO2. The CCO2 are nice, tiny tire crawler. Mind you, it's like taking your grocery truck car or what you take to the groceries and put it on a comp trail. Of course, you're not going to be able to compete as much as the souped up car, but you're going to have fun trying it. That's what that tiny tire is. That's what I like about it.
Now, my oldest brother used to race Tamaya back in the late 80s. So he's got an original frog and grasshopper that is just sitting.
Okay.
And he wants me to come and get them, resurrect them, and just keep them. So it's just me going over there and doing it. And
Cool.
I'm not in a big hurry. They're not going anywhere.
Well, just make sure you put the counter gear on right.
Follow the instruction, Brad. Follow which one was yours, Brad? Which one was your first Tamaya kit?
The Hornet.
A Hornet?
Yeah,
Mine was a Super Hornet, and I still have it. It's behind the flag there.
I had a Super Hornet and I loved playing with it, but you know, I wish I didn't have that fire. I would still have it.
Mom, John, what was your first one?
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper? And I know KBRC 13 never owned one, right?
But he's planning on getting one.
Right.
He's planning on getting that Beetle.
Right. I just don't know which one I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the sand, what is that, Scorcher?
Sans
Or
Scorcher?
the,
Oh, no,
yeah,
it's
or the other one.
this
FO1X.
one here.
Or that one, yeah, yeah. It's one of them two. It's one of them
Yes.
two Beetles.
Sand Scorcher
was
is going to
looking-
cost you a little bit more money, but the Sand Scorcher is only 2-wheel drive.
Right.
You want to have more fun, get that one. It's less money and you're just going to have a lot of fun with that.
Right in the mud.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they're fun in the mud, that's for sure. J Huff, 1984 Grasshopper, cool. Curtis D says his first RC was a Tamaya 30 years ago.
They still had the 100 going back then.
But even 1K Hush says he doesn't remember which one it was.
Yeah, a lot of the people, when they bought them back in the 80s, got either the Grasshopper or the Frog.
Yeah.
There was
I
a
know
lot
a
of
lot of
people
them,
also that had the Hornet.
Or the lunchbox. I've heard a lot of people getting the lunchbox.
That's still popular today. The
Yeah.
lunchbox.
Yeah, just pack it up and bring it to work.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper says, I never had one, but I've always wanted the original Fast Attack.
Oh, well, too bad they did bring that back briefly and then they stopped it.
Yeah.
I would, the Fast Attack is like the wild one with the pogo sticks. It's, and some different things about the body. That's about it.
Still fighting with that tire, huh?
Yeah. Steve put on his by hand. He didn't do anything to him. He put him on his Grasshopper. He got it done. So I'm probably going to ask him if he comes over tomorrow to do the same thing with these.
Well, you can't put the middle ring in there?
Look at the width of the hole and the width of this centerpiece. You got to stretch the tire just to try to get on it, and you can't stretch. And I'm having trouble stretching it enough to get an opening and keeping it open long enough to put it in there and then do this.
Yeah, I usually put it sideways. I put it like the tires like this way. I put it sideways and then I turn it into the wheel. That's what I do.
Well, I've been trying to do that all day. Well, this whole time. I can't do that. I won't do it. Even though they show do it the same way.
Mhm.
The kid I gave the Grasshopper to, he did it with he took some soap and water, but I think his hands are stronger than me. He still got it into the Grasshopper.
You got weak
His hands are
fingers.
not the same anymore.
AZ
I'm
Frog.
not even gonna go there.
The what?
I said I wasn't even gonna go there.
I've had surgery done on my hands, so they're not the same anymore.
Okay, that's a good excuse. I'll buy that one.
We'll leave that where I left it.
Yeah, that's it.
I know where he's going with that.
We'll just leave it alone.
AZ Froggy says the Tamaya 150 Ranger was my first one.
And it'd be cool if they came back out with that as that would be the newest. That would be an SRB chassis they haven't brought back out again. With longer shocks. I know he would get it again if it came out.
I'm waiting for the weather to be a little bit nicer outside. We're getting to another cold snap this week. So once it gets a little warmer outside, I want to do a couple video in the snow. One with the blizzard, Kyosho blizzard, and another one with my Subaru Brat in the snow. I want to build a wall, a snow wall kind of. And I want to take the Subaru Brat and actually jump through the snow wall with the teeth in front and all that. Should be cool to see in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like you did with the CC01.
Jay Huff says, heat up the tires with a hairdryer.
I had it.
If you had to, you could, but you do have to be careful. If you heat up anything, they do kind of melt or get out of shape. So you do have to be careful using heat on some stuff. Theoretically, those rims do fit in the tires, and they might be a little troublesome to get in there, but they do fit.
Yeah, they fit after a lot of wrangling. or you boil them alive, and you don't try not to burn your hands trying to get them in there.
I don't know anything about that.
Because that's what John would do if he was here. He would do that for me because he did that. He did that with another car of mine.
Okay.
Hornet. Same was the Hornet.
Yeah.
Kevin Gibbs says he just got a bottom grip airbrush. I'm trying to find it right now onto the web.
It's a nice looking airbrush.
So it's an airbrush like this with the trigger underneath it.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, like a regular paint gun.
But usually, like when you use a paint gun like this, is when you press on it, that's the amount of paint that comes out. And when you pull on it, is the amount of air that comes out. So you can put a lot of paint or a little bit of paint, depending how you press this. This, I'm not sure how that works.
Same concept.
Yeah, but you can only pull it this way.
Yeah, but you could slowly, it'll probably open up real quick, really slowly. I mean, it'll probably open up real slow if you want it to. You know, you just pull like you do when you want to creep on your cars.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the other gun is if you pull it without pressing on it, only air is going to come out. Okay. So if you pull on that on the trigger, it's only air that comes out. As soon as you start pushing on it, the paint starts coming out. What I'm saying is the other one only has one trigger. So there's no way for to control the amount of paint that actually comes out.
Yeah, there's a dial on the back of it for the needle.
So does my airbrush.
But
you can limit the airbrush how much paint comes out.
Right, with that gun, you're regulated at about 4.5 pounds of pressure, and that's all that it's going to allow to come through, and then you just dial your paint down.
Mm-hmm. Nick says it's the same, just a different trigger orientation. Cool.
I don't know. I would think working with the finger would be a little more tiresome than with the trigger.
Well, you know? it's not that hard, but when you do your lines and things like that, a lot of people they use a second hand to actually stabilize your hand. But it's not that tiresome when you're doing it, and plus you get used to it. Kind of. I did pretty quick when I was practicing with it and basically painted the inner fenders.
With what I've had, with what I have done with what was done in my hands, I would eventually get a cramp, and this finger would stick.
Probably.
I'd have to pull.
It's not for everybody, for sure. It's not for everybody. That's for sure.
What you need to do, Brad, is you need to practice on just some scrap plastic, a piece of glass, a piece of mirror, plastic, whatever. Practice painting so you can get your stuff done.
Either that or just get buy a full sheet of Lexan. $8. Just
Or
go
if
ahead.
if you're only doing one color, paint that yourself.
Hmm.
Or if it's black, you're not going to see the mess up.
Yeah, especially if it's one color. And that's why, like, I want to do this body, and it's going to be, and then I want to put a clear on it, but I want to get the clear that comes for the airbrush also. And I want to try to do everything with the airbrush, and see how it actually turns out. So
You only putting one color on that tank, or do you even know yet?
yes, probably one color, but I might do some different. I might do a stripe in the center or do a design somewhere. I am putting 2 blowers on the front hood, so I
Yeah.
can't really put something in the front hood. Let's see if I can't find out the color I was choosing yesterday when we were talking about it.
Even a flat aluminum would look cool.
It was a copper pearl, I believe.
Pearl copper, yeah, something like that. Pearl copper
Yeah.
paint.
You just get that goldish, rainbowish color, like what happens when titanium heats up. That'd be cool.
Nah, it's too big of a body.
No, I was
Too
talking
big
about
of a
for
body to have stuff like that on it.
the turbos. It was for the turbos to be that color.
Well,
Your turbos aren't supposed to really get hot.
Turbos get hot all the time.
if they
So-
do get hot, they're not titanium, they're stainless.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of doing this type of color.
Oh, yeah.
So depending on how you're looking at it, it might be brighter in the sun and like a darker color. This is a candy pearl. So it's not going to be like this one, but it's more like a copper pearl like this. So it should be interesting.
Well, I've seen what happens when a titanium exhaust, they get that color.
White goes with it good for your white skull. You probably have to make a stencil or something for your skull.
Like I was looking at some Dodge pickup earlier, and there's a lot of them that are pretty close to the same color
Same color, yeah.
as this, but like these have a stripe on top.
Different types
Yeah.
of orange. It's like an orangish copper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd look good with the stripe on top, the two turbo sticking out.
You know what? You could try to look up the color catalog for Dodge, what they use now.
No, I'm not. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to build it so it's the same color. Another thing that would actually look very nice if I highlighted some things like this, like do a kind of a metallic color, a gunmetal, and then gold accent.
Yeah, that'd
That'd
look
be
good
neat.
too.
Look at that, it has a splitter and everything on it.
Yeah, and I will do exhaust like this in the back. So it's interesting what some people do, like the body kit, the wide. Mine's not going to be as wide as this, but I could have over exaggerated.
Those tires would be cool on it too.
Man, I don't see them trucks around.
No.
I've seen
So
someone
there-
take a Dodge with have the exhaust going up out of the bed.
So
Well,
I could
yeah,
even,
but-
I could even find a 3D print and do a grill in the front that would look nice. There's so many things I can do. So
That looks like that's a drifter drifter ram.
mhm. So there's so many little things that I can do to this thing. but looking at this is friggin' nice, like gold accent
Yeah.
a little bit everywhere. With a gunmetal. That was my original color, doing a gunmetal. And then this gold accent really makes it pop. So I might go back to that.
Yeah, I
imagine
like that
putting
a
that
lot
split?
better. That looks really good, man.
I could see you putting that splitter on there too, Frank.
The splitter, what do you mean a splitter?
The one that down below the bumper, where it rolls down right there, that thing right down there. Yeah.
You got one on there, don't you?
There's one all on it already.
Yeah.
But
Like that's
making
what
it
I was
look like
saying.
that.
I was wondering if I was gonna cut it or not. See, it's in front already.
Oh, okay. You have
Yeah.
a splitter. I would keep it.
Yeah, there's one on there already. And
I-
it's
I would
all
keep
there
that.
all the way up to the back. So
You should keep it.
there's a lot of different things on here. So I'm still debating on the color. I got these gunmetal or that copper. So
How about copper with gunmetal rims? You could go either way with the color, gunmetal body that way, or
Yeah.
the other way, vice versa.
To find the rims without having to paint them.
I don't think Frank has a problem painting rims.
no, I've done it in the past. I've done it with Herbie and I've done it with a bunch of other ones.
But I'm just saying, without having to paint the rims, if you could find something that would go with
Yeah.
the paint scheme that you're looking at.
Less trouble, less work.
Right.
Radioactive says it's a spoiler, not a splitter, Brad.
In racing, they call it a splitter because it can split the difference in how it raises or lowers in the front for different downforces.
I cannot argue with you. I do not know. So I'm not going to argue.
All racing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they also call it a balance.
That too. I also have heard the word for the back end being called a venturi.
Oh, the little baby guy is in the chat. Trail Critter RC is in the chat.
He must be under the cover so his mom can't see him.
Yeah.
Hiding in there.
Run out of batteries. It's flashlight.
He's under the cover with his cell phone listening to us and chatting
Yeah.
so his mommy can see him.
How you doing, Jake?
Front page flat is a splitter. Short coming down from the bumper is a spoiler. Okay.
You notice it has those things, the bars that go down to it, those to adjust it.
They would just look tacky on the front of that truck.
And again, I'm debating on cutting the grill out and actually putting a radiator behind it. And there's so much I can do with this thing.
Well, you saw some grills that you liked.
Yeah. But keeping it original also is nice. This is an older Dodge with not as thick of grill in front. It's narrower. It's not as thick as the new ones. The new one, they're friggin' tall.
Yeah.
Trail Critter says, no, I'm under the bed.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Queenie.
don't know what they did with the new trucks, man. You can't even get in, can't even put anything in the bed. They're so tall.
Yeah.
Come on, that's why they got the step and the stairs and everything else they got in them now.
Yeah.
Open the tailgate and the ladder comes out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or something comes down from under the door for you to step on.
Oh, they've been doing that for years.
Yeah, but they're doing it more now than they used to.
That's standard option on some of the Dodge trucks now.
I know their standard equipment on a Lincoln.
Yeah. Yeah, Grim Reaper says when he's interested in something, he does a lot of research. And then wrenches on it, like watch videos while he's wrenching, which is a good idea.
Yeah.
But
I've done almost
Go ahead.
every truck that I've built. When I'm building them, I'll just go to a build video that somebody else has on it and just
Along
back and
with it.
forth wrenching on it and watching it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, once I finish building this, I don't know if I'm going to keep it or sell it and just keep going the cash and buy something else to upgrade or to do something. I'm starting to get a lot of on-road cars, so
What chassis is that, Tank?
that's
I know
the
you said it
100
before,
chassis,
but-
V100
Okay.
from Vatera,
Oh, okay.
which is now
Losi.
Losi.
You still get parts for it and stuff?
Yeah, from Losi. It's the same chassis, it's the same parts.
Oh, okay.
Because Horizon bought Vatera, they bought Losi, they bought like a lot of companies, and they just decided, okay, well, since Vatera is dead, let's bring that line into the Losi since they don't have on-road, and now they have on-road cars. So
And
which makes
Vatera
sense.
people said the Vatera had a very good crawler too.
It was not bad. It just started making waves, and people just started getting it. And then parts were really hard to get, and then people just stopped buying it. Well, they couldn't because it wasn't in stock anymore. But everybody that I know that had one, they liked it.
It was that honcho looking truck, right? Like the 72 something, I think.
Yeah, they had a truggy style body,
Truggy,
and then
yeah.
they had a Bronco body.
Yeah, was a
And
Bronco.
then the last release they had was the Suburban.
Hmm.
The Ascender was a
Yeah,
nice
that
truck.
big.
Oh, they also had a
Yeah.
Blazer
Oh, the
body.
Ascender, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they also had the
The,
Blazer.
the Ascender was that truggy looking one, right?
That was the only crawler line that they had, was the Ascender. Just different bodies.
It's different bodies.
Just the battery position was kind of odd, and some people were trying to find different places to put it, but it was cool.
I noticed that a DTO3 can take a full 5,000 milliamp LiPo pack.
Joey, what you doing?
John, what are you doing?
Oh,
Oh,
What's up, Brett?
hey
Brett's
Brett,
in the house.
Hello.
Feeling any better
Been up and down all day.
compared to
Yeah.
last night?
A little worse than last night, honestly.
You guys stayed on till what time last night?
I didn't stay on too long myself.
Okay,
It was about, I want to say about a quarter after 1, maybe.
okay,
Something like
but
that.
not too long after I left then.
No. Nope, nope, nope. Nope.
No, right after Brett left, then I think we were there another 10 minutes, just me and Guru, and then
Okay,
I told Guru I was going to take off beforehand and switched him over as the host. And I think as soon as Brett left, he just hit end.
That I don't know.
yeah, sometime during the week, we do have our little private chats. So I send an invite to some people and say, okay, private chat, not online, and we just chit chat about whatever, just building and wrenching. And like the other night, I was putting the putty on my fenders and just chit chatting and waiting for it to dry. So we do that once in a while.
Gabe, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Gabe.
What's up, Gabe? Oh, man. No. hearing you guys talking about the splitter, spoiler, balance, all that. Since I come from a body shop background from my dad, it was driving me nuts.
We're
Yeah.
fishing for Brett.
Yeah. Yeah. No, a splitter, best way to show it is, as you said, it's flat under the bumper. A lot of times it has the rods coming up so it can adjust it. That's an air splitter. It might have side wings or something like that. Spoiler just comes down from the bumper or from the valance that Brad was talking about, comes down underneath to help direct air up into the radiator and to direct it around the side of the vehicle. The valance is part that goes behind the bumper, in place of the bumper in some cases, and such as that, as part of the body. It isn't a real aerodynamic piece, so to say, specifically.
There's two names for the things on the side you were talking about. One's called the canards, and I forgot the other name.
It's just another, it's an airfoil. That's all it is.
Mhm.
Some cars have two, some cars have one, some cars have three.
Yeah. But I know a lot of you guys on here don't really watch this guy, Adam LZ. He's a drifter. He's in Formula Drift. But today he had a very interesting video. He was sponsored by Arma.
Oh, really?
They
Really?
sent him a big rock and a felony. And he was following or attempting to follow a car drifting at his compound.
Oh, nice.
And one shot, the big rock, yeah, it was, well, was it the big rock or the felony? I can't remember. One of the cars went off through the grass and hit the edge of the concrete and flipped. Well, when it hit, it knocked the GoPro off the front of the car into the car that was drifting, and the guy caught it and continued filming.
That was just by chance. That was
Yes,
just
it
by-
was. But yeah, check that out, guys. It's Adam LZ. It's his most current video that he put out today. It was quite cool.
Cool.
I'm sure he'll probably do something in his backyard on his half pipe with it too.
Yeah, he used to do stuff with RCs back in the day, but hadn't done anything in quite a while.
Good night, Queenie.
One of the
Right,
cars
Queenie.
that he gave away last year, it was a right-hand drive Sylvia, is here in Cleveland.
The purple,
Yeah,
that was 3 years ago.
yeah, it's here in Cleveland. It still hasn't hit the road since the kid won it.
Wow.
Can't drive a stick.
Wow.
Adam took him out and showed him how to drive it. That's bad.
Still can't drive it.
Wow. But no, I thought that'd be something interesting people can check out.
Yeah.
'Cause he actually was doing pretty good. Each vehicle got clipped a couple times, but nothing major happened to it.
Yeah.
But he did rip the rear wing off the felony in one of his rolls.
Oh, that's easy to do.
Yeah. Also,
Mine doesn't have the rear wing anymore.
yeah, he was doing little test runs and went up there and spun it, and just right there was a break in the curbing for drainage, just big enough for the stupid car, and it backed right into it, bounced forward and hit the front, and it just wedged itself in there.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny. Excuse me.
Get up here. Come on, get up here.
Jay Huff says the original Tamaya Wild Willie was also in a 80s movie.
And then back in the 80s, that original Wild Willie eventually got a longer wheelbase. They made a longer wheelbase version of it. And then it went to the Wild Willies too.
Yeah, which a buddy of mine just had and sold.
Would you have wanted it?
No, actually, I didn't want that one. It was rough. The body was beat. The chassis was okay, but the body was beat on it. So right now I'm Working on lights. Big surprise, right?
Fun.
Weren't you working on those a month ago?
Different truck.
Yeah.
Still working on lights though.
Yeah. When am I not working on lights? Exactly.
When you're at work.
Yeah. Even then, I'm still working on lights at times. Oh man,
Usually-
I forgot. I hope that guy hasn't come back in yet. There's a Bronco that he ordered lights, and I got to put them in for him. And since I've been sick, I don't know if he's shown up.
So using the Tamaya paint remover, I did all this and removed the paint, and it looks nice now, and you can see through it no problem. And I also installed lights. So with light buckets in the front, so I have the little LEDs there. I did put light buckets in here. I did put the flashing light on top. I do have tail lights. No flashing lights. It's not a clicker. It just turns on. So I got the harness there. There's actually 4 of them. This goes to a controller to turn on and off the top, and the dome light. I put a dome light in there. And the flashing light, and this is just for the tail light and the headlights.
I still can't believe there's an interior in that thing. And they had them windows like that.
Yeah. And I painted the interior, so it actually looks good right now. I put the seat brown and the dash gray, and it actually stands out good. So I like that. So, but after I did this, I checked that everything worked, and then I took the body off and I did this to it.
I like
put
that.
the Lexan there, so to actually hide the wheels. So now I gotta wait till it gets a little warmer and go outside and do a video and say no more school days for the kids. So
One thing you need to add to that in the fender well area with that Lexan you put there, just little silver dots to make it look like rivets.
okay. So it looked good. Here in front, I actually put a piece of Lexan across where the body posts are in the back, because there's only body posts. And here I actually put, you can see there are 2 white ones. They look like little teeth.
Mhm.
It's a body post. It's a Lexan styrene post, and it's hollow. That goes all the way here. And I put a little 3mm bolt that holds it there. So
Cool.
it just, everything, and it's friggin' solid. You can hold it from here. So
Nice.
it turned out good. So I'm gonna have fun with that. So, and somebody said, you did all that work on the interior, clearing the windows, putting the LED just to put this body on.
Hey, it changes easy enough.
Yeah, it changes very easy. I just have to take the post off and take the body
Yeah.
clips off, slap the other one on, and I'm off to the races. So
What's up, Mr. CCXRC? Hope you're feeling better.
is Tony sick also?
Yeah, he had no voice last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Him and the whole family are
Down and
down
out.
right now.
Wow.
Yeah, hope you feel better soon.
Magnify says warmer. It's a snowplow and a track. Yes, but when it's minus 35 Celsius outside, which is like minus 15 Fahrenheit, you don't do it too long. Like your fingers get cold very fast, and
Yeah.
the plastic becomes a little bit more brittle. So I'd rather it goes to the minus 20 or minus 15 degrees to go play
can have-
outside.
You can have any of those temperatures. I don't want any of them.
No school tank. You should be, you got to go to school now.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Magnify wouldn't know what cold is.
No.
Yeah, because let me tell you, even if you got a coat on, you got gloves on, you go in outside in minus 35 degrees, you'll end up feeling the cold.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
freezing
yeah.
cold.
Yep.
When
I
you
remember
turn
those
your,
days.
when you turn your engine on for your car, and the oil in there is like molasses, because it's friggin' so cold, and you got to make sure you don't rev it up too much or you're going to hurt your engine. But and the car, when it starts, because it's like molasses, it has a hard time turning. So it's, and then all of a sudden it starts turning a little faster. It's
Then you start hearing that little tick.
Yep.
Yeah.
They said, excuses, Frank. They have gloves and warm clothes for a reason.
even if you have those, you'll
It
get
don't
cold.
help.
That don't help. But I do wear it, and I do start my car, and I do go in that cold weather. I do get outside, but to do it on purpose, to freeze your fingers while driving, because like it or not, this little trigger that you have here, a pair of gloves, does not fit too good in there to go backward or forward. So,
No. And you don't want that one finger exposed to the cold air, because you'll never feel the trigger.
Yep.
it's going to take you 5 minutes, and then it's going to be frozen.
That's why you need something like Lyle's transmitting he did.
Transmitting.
Yeah.
He still needs to patent that and market it.
I was gonna say them little black stretch gloves.
Hmm.
At least it's something.
Yeah, they don't do much in that cold.
I know. I'm just saying. At least it's something.
Yeah, cut it for a few seconds.
Here it's weird because you get in the minus 35, minus 39, and whatever weather and all that through the winter. Like January, February is the worst. And then at the end of February, March, it's starting to hit like minus 10. But the minus 10 is like nice. Like I'm outside in my t-shirt in minus 10. I go, oh man, this is nice weather. Summer's coming back. And it's still minus 10.
You're just crazy, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trail Critter, he's right about that too. The battery takes a huge dump on your runtime.
Yeah.
I was in LA once, and I rented a Ford Mustang convertible, and it was 24 Fahrenheit. And I had the roof down, 24 Fahrenheit, driving down LA. And some people are going, are you enjoying your rental? And you come from north, right? I go, yeah. He goes, okay, see you later. Like Dean knew I come from up north because I was actually driving with the top down at 24 Fahrenheit. To me, it was nice.
Well, it's just like the middle of the winter. If you go down south and it's like 60 degrees here, we're running around in tank tops and shorts, and everybody's looking at it going, what the hell's this guy on? You know?
Yeah.
We actually seen a guy on a motorcycle yesterday out in the, it was 17 degrees Fahrenheit. With the wind chill, it was at 2 degrees. And there was a guy out literally riding a Harley. Not a chance.
Hey, if that's all you got and you got to do it, you got to do it.
It's like my Oldsmobile didn't have a top. I used to have to drive it in the rain, just cover my speakers up and pick my feet up when I stop so my feet won't get wet.
Yep. No. There.
Grim Reaper says, did you ever see that RC movie? Question mark. The yodeling, zip-linging RC character. What? I don't think I've seen a movie like that.
No, I haven't.
Well, hello. Yeah.
The Specialist, when with Sylvester Stallone, when she drives a truck in the air vent. I don't remember that in The Specialist. Hey, Sang, welcome in.
Hey,
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Sang.
Hello.
So are you enjoying the cold weather?
Definitely not.
Saw another video of someone running in a hot shot in the snow, but his was faster.
By the way, I got a brushless system for the hot shot.
Finally, that thing.
Oh, yeah, it's right
that thing
here.
is a dog. There's a dog on the regular can.
Right here.
You got a Spectrum. That costs some money.
No, this is cheap. This
What's
retails for like
cheap for you?
this retails for like 140 bucks Canadian.
Which side, which KB is it?
4,000.
That's why.
Really fast.
That's a lower price point for them.
Yeah, like this is about 110 US dollars.
Yeah,
The 120 amp or 150 amp ESC.
probably 120.
85 continuous amp.
Yeah, I thought that was the 85.
But
Thanks
for a hot shot, this is more than enough.
thanks for the super chat, Rex RC.
How you doing, Rex?
He's saying, "What's up, guys?"
Hey, he's saying I put the counter gear in the wrong way on the spur, and that's why I was having problems.
Counter gear. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
I had it in the opposite direction it needed to be in.
So just turn it around. Okay.
I had to actually pull it out and put it in the other way.
There you go.
Now it's like butter.
So
Good,
remember when we were telling him, you did something wrong in the transmission. You put a gear wrong somewhere in there. You did something wrong if it does not sound good. And he was arguing with us, no, I followed the instruction. You don't get it, guys. I followed the instruction and it's not working right.
Yep.
He was arguing with us.
Yep.
Note to self, something was wrong.
So we like it. If you follow the instruction and something is wrong, that means you did not follow the instruction. That's what we were
The
trying to
pictures
say.
didn't come across to me as what they were supposed to say.
And
Well,
now
to
you
be
know.
fair, is your first Tamiya frog, so you're okay.
I still can't get the tires on like I couldn't with my grasshopper though.
Oh, those tires for the frog or Hornet, the rear one are hard to put together. Like to put the whatever inside.
Well, he's having problem with it now.
Yeah,
The centerpiece.
yeah, the centerpiece there. Like there is a trick, but yeah, it's not easy.
It's a pain, literally.
Yeah, it's painful.
I still feel numb. I still feel numb in my fingers.
There's got to
You're
be
numb, you don't
easy
feel.
way- There's an easy way of doing it, I'm sure.
It's a type of numb that you do feel, but it's not real. You can't. It's not the same type of feeling that you would it wouldn't feel the way it was.
Yeah, but those rear tires, those frog rear tires, are awful.
Oh yeah.
They
The
don't.
grasshopper
work.
ones are too. The grasshopper ones are too.
The grasshopper is a little bit better on the road. You put those frog tire run on the road, they're bouncy and they drive terrible.
Well, I'm talking about putting that centerpiece in. I mean, I couldn't.
Well, yeah.
That's why you get the Pro Line waffles to run on the road with.
The best tires for the frog, I think it's the Subaru Brat tires, in my opinion.
Which I like the Subaru Brat tires. Never had a car with them though.
Yeah, I think if you put the rear tires for like the Subaru Brat tires and rims, the frog works great.
Mhm.
I've always thought that was that the Subaru Brat tires were dual purpose. They were on and off road tires.
Yeah, I think I bought like a couple sets of Subaru Rat tires because I think they're like the best, like for both on-road and off-road.
I've seen them do it. I've seen a Brat go around the track, someone's track decently with those tires on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they look radial-ish. They look like a radial tire still. They still look like a car a tire that would be on a car, real car.
Yeah. Yeah. They look nice and they drive nice.
Mhm.
And they have a big diameter too, and I don't know, they just work great.
Frank knows this because he likes those tires too. Didn't you say you like those tires, Frank?
They're not bad.
Speaking of Subaru Brat, I'm doing a Subaru Brat body. This is just the rear bumper, the rear end.
Oh, it's the hard body.
Yeah, yeah. I've been airbrushing, so I gotta wait till it's finished.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to finish my hard body for the Subaru Brett.
So didn't know if I forgot. Did you say we're gonna paint the hard body?
I am gonna paint the hard body, yeah, but I don't know what color yet. Might do box art, I don't know.
Most people do box art for that car for some reason. They just
Some
do.
people do box art for every car.
Only me.
No, not you. There's
There's
others.
other people that does it.
So maybe I need to get a brat and do it up and not do either body and box art.
There's 2 box
Sang,
arts.
Look what I picked up, Sang. It's a Vetera.
What is it?
It's a
Oh,
Vetera
Vetera,
V100.
nice. Oh yeah, like those on-road Vetera there. Those what body is it?
Originally it was something else, but he had a Dodge body on it, but he really hacked it up. So I'm actually
Dodge.
modifying it, and I did the extension on it, some fenders.
Oh, was it a pickup truck version?
Yeah, it's a pickup truck,
Nice.
but that's not the original body that came
No,
with
that's
it.
a
but
Dodge
he-
Ram.
Yeah, he really hacked up the fenders here. Like they were cut all the way to the front bumper, all the way up to the door.
Wow.
He was cut. So I had to do some fender flares. So I did them in styrene. I used a Tamaya Putty onto it. Everything is sanded, ready for paint right now.
Nice.
So it turned out really good. I'm happy with how it turned out. So I am going to put some offsets on the tire to bring it out more, especially in the rear. In the front, I don't think I can because of the angle of the tires, but it's going to be neat and different.
Yeah, Racing have some wheel hex that will bring your tire wider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Tetsujin and MST have offset rims that you can change the offset on.
Yeah, or that too. Yeah.
Those are a lot easier and they look a lot better. That way you can get the right depth for the lip to match the body.
I swore I
HPI has
saw a
some
rim
nice-
that had 3 different offsets in it on one rim.
HPI has some nice rims if you could get your hands on one.
Yeah, those are the hard ones to find.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Brett?
What's up?
Twinsies.
Yeah, Kim.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You want that?
Yeah. Look,
Everybody's doing a skull cap.
You gotta leave your name or you gotta change it, Guru.
I don't care.
Okay.
Brett,
So-
it must be pretty hot out because you got a hell of a tan.
The people in the chat are talking about RCs and movies. So different movies that actually had radio control cars in them.
The Manhattan Project.
Yeah, that was the first one mentioned.
Oh,
Bad Boys 2.
There's been RCs in a bunch of different movies over the years.
I mentioned
E.T. had RCs.
yeah.
E.T..
So did
Um,
Gremlins.
The new
yeah.
Ghostbusters movie has one in it.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, so wouldn't know.
I mentioned before there was a
I did too, I
Transformer.
thought too.
Brad.
Brad, stop it, Brad. What is it saying?
I mentioned before the Transformer. I think it's the second one or something. Had the Tamiya high lift body on it, Ford, but I think
Has
it
a
was
Decepticon.
yeah, I think it was a Wheelie King chassis, but a Ford F-350 body on it.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I saw one scene where it was just going. I think it wasn't going fast, but it looks really cool. That
Cool.
combination.
What is it you want to say, Brad?
I saw the previews to that, the new Ghostbusters, and I saw a vehicle on there. Yes.
Okay.
What did they use for Ghostbuster?
I'm not sure. I think it's an X-Max because it's pretty big and
That
it's
looks like
pretty-
that was the X-Max.
it's pretty fast, but I think it's a lot of CG on it.
And the tires, yeah.
Cool.
There was another one where I saw that these kids went to this place. They were trying to fight. They were trying to get something collected, and they wanted to sneak in there, and they used an RC truck to pull it. I forgot the name of the movie though.
No clue.
Don't know.
Besides that movie with Clint Eastwood,
That's a classic.
that was
Yeah, I just found out, I think that was Sang that informed us that was an electric car.
Yeah, it was an RC10 gold pan, but with sponge or slick tires and a Corvette body.
they were jumping those San Francisco hills, man, with that thing.
Yeah, but I don't think that thing was fast. Like based on the setup and probably had NiCad, it was probably maybe 25 miles an hour, that car, I would say. But of course, with the movie magic. Yeah.
I think they had some on-road Tamaya cars, the 12 scale pan cars in ET when they were when you saw these kids playing in the street in the area where they lived.
I'm not sure which body that is, but it's not an X-Max. It's a little smaller.
I can't even see it.
I can't even see it either.
It's in his hands. You just see the RC tires, and then they were using them to catch the ghosts.
Yeah, you'll see it
Wow.
coming out of the car. I don't want to show too much of the movie clip, but that's why I want to show some paused clip in there. But the RC actually comes out of the back of the car.
The bottom.
Cool.
Yeah, they dropped it to the floor.
See if I can't find it.
It was a decent movie.
Because the tires are pretty close to one another. So, oh no, it's too pixelated. I can't stop it.
Them tires almost look like them the new wide bank sledgehammers.
It is a custom, so it's something custom that they made
Yeah.
because they're way too close together. It's as if they took because they took the trap and actually made a RC with it.
Those are like 5th scale rims and
Yeah.
tires.
No.
You're saying that's an X Max?
That's
I thought it was, but it's not.
No.
But it puts you in the mind of an X-Max when he grabs it.
It could
Yeah.
be a complete custom chassis and everything, 3D printed and all that stuff.
Could be.
It almost looks like oversized lunchbox.
Yeah, it
Maybe
does.
that's a lunchbox underneath.
You know.
Jake said, check your Instagram.
Okay.
Chewy. Back up. Chewy. Chewy, 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 chewy. I know he hears me.
Oh, I got a message on Instagram.
Excuse me.
I've positively ID'd the tires wheel on the new Afterlight Amazon link provided below.
That's
somebody-
HPI wheels.
Somebody
Those
ID'd
HPI
the
rims.
wheels.
Sorry, the tires are HPI Savage or something, or
You need.
It is a Traxxas. Custom Traxxas body. Cool. Traxxas big bore shocks.
So Traxxas this is an advertisement for Traxxas for what that their vehicle was used in the movie.
No, it's not an advertising for Traxxas. They don't mention it. It's just that it's
Somebody found it.
that's people are taking it apart and trying to figure out, okay, this is this part and all that. So somebody found this part, this picture.
You can't even tell it's a Traxxas in the movie. You can't even tell it's
No.
a Traxxas.
No,
Well, you see some blue stuff. Well, it's definitely not an Arma. I can
Almost
tell.
looks like a Stampede chassis almost.
yeah, it did, especially with the arm when he picked it up and he put it down. Like I was watching him, and I go, "Oh, that looks like Stampede or a Slash or whatever." So the arms are longer, so that's why I'm thinking Stampede. Slash are a little shorter. So
Can also be built on an Emax chassis.
thanks, J Huff, for the super chat again. Best RC in a movie is Deadpool. It's an RC10 charges. Changed my mind.
Yeah.
There was an RC in Deadpool? Really?
Yeah.
There was a movie called Deadpool. Never heard.
You don't go up much, do you?
No, I don't.
It's been on TV numerous times.
But the that RC has to be on in the movie Ghostbusters. It has to be a Traxxas because it takes a beating by the ghosts when they go on the road. It takes a beating and it flies off a building and against a building and all that, and it just keeps going. So it has to be Traxxas. It's not an Arma. If it'd be an Arma, it'd be broken.
Yeah.
Right, Tang?
Yeah.
So, except for it's fire team, and that one seems to take a pretty good abuse.
Yeah.
J Huff, Clint Eastwood, Deadpool. I don't think Clint Eastwood was ever in a Deadpool.
No, I think there was a Clint Eastwood movie called Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It wasn't Deadpool is one word. It was Dead Pool.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was late 70s or early to mid 80s. I'm not sure.
Woodsley RC says Tamaya should do a Toy Story buggy.
Well, you can make one of the sand buggies look like it already.
Yeah.
This shows you how brilliant people are and don't follow directions. I had to take the rear section that goes between the frame rails for the rear suspension on this thing apart. They've got it upside down.
Well, sometimes people follow the instruction the way they think it should go, and they don't look at the picture right and think it's something else. It does
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, it's just
Or they look at the picture and don't read.
yeah.
put
Well,
together
if they looked at the picture, they'd see, okay, this is wrong. But people are people. People are stupid.
I
put
showed
together-
that to my. Go ahead.
So no, I was put together a Tamiya 4-wheel drive. I forgot which one. It could be a hot shot or something. Buggy and the counter gear, the front, I put it. It's reverse, like rotate it the wrong way. So when I hit the gas, the front wheel goes forward, the rear wheel goes backward.
Oops.
So because of the gear, the front gear was rotated the wrong way. So you hit the gas, and both the front and rear wheels are spinning opposite directions.
Makes for a cool looking burnout, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Do a hell of a donut.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to go for a test drive, and then I realized, uh-oh, guess not.
Magnified said, or they mistake grease for Loctite. I don't know for what, but you don't do
haven't
that.
seen
Don't
that.
mistake grease for Loctite.
Uh,
Or the other way around.
Yeah.
My thing should be dry now.
What are you drying?
He 3D printed another set of turbos.
Ah,
Because the first
Third
set at 100% was this size, which
Yeah.
is way too small.
just a little bit.
This is at 250%.
It might work on that. Might have to drop down to 200.
Yeah, and I'm printing one right now at 212%. But it looks friggin' nice on 200% on there. Hope it doesn't slide off. Of course. Need some two-way tape or something. So
Now
it
that
does
wouldn't
look
be
a
too
little
bad
big, but it's not bad. It's
if you could recess them down into the hood, like cut a small area of the hood and bring them up from underneath, it would be okay.
but that's why I printed some other ones a little smaller. For some odd reason, the back of it is not long. It needs to be longer. It didn't print right, so it's actually going up, but it should have been. Anyways, there was an error on one of my the thing that actually holds it.
Slicer.
This, yeah, with the slicer, it put only one at the back and it misprint. So the whole back of it is actually gone on these. So I'm gonna keep them anyways because it's still nice.
Yeah, because you're missing the downpipe coming off the back.
Yeah, the downpipe going into the car. So that's why I'm printing another one, but this time I printed only one and not two at a time. Because
But
I'm not
if-
sure the size.
If you wanted to do something like that with a downpipe, you could just take some thin wall aluminum and cut a slice out of it and put it on the back from there.
Yep. Well, I could theoretically take the slicer and actually just cut the back of it also into the program and just reprint that little part in the back
True.
and
Very true.
and cut it off and just put it at the back. That's another way to do it. That would be easy.
Very, very true.
Just that you have to two pieces to melt.
Yeah, it has to be glued on anyways.
Yeah. Okay, where did I put
Yeah,
those?
the printer I'm using is actually a resin printer. That's what I'm using from 110 Hobbies.
Adam is just sent back my car, the holiday buggy and stuff. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. But he has like 3 printers and one of them is an ABS printer.
Okay.
He has an ABS printer. He says it's very hard to use if you don't get the heat right. You screw it up.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard too.
But at least you'd have strong plastic parts if it was done right.
Yeah. Oof. All right, there's one. Oh man. Gotta find my other cross panel or cross pieces I've already drilled. I don't want to drill any others right now.
Oh, no.
No, I've got some of these I've already drilled out to run lights through. Just gotta remember where I put them. I moved a bunch of stuff again on myself.
You ever run the wires through the C channels?
You can't. No matter what, you have to trim these because this goes flat up against the C channel on the inside. All the cross braces go flat up against it inside. There's no space in between without notching it. And to notch the side of it there is a real pain in the tail, so it's easier to drill through in the center.
See, I wish I would have known to drill a hole through those cross members to pass the cable, all the lighting wiring. Because like this thing, I have to take it apart to hide the wiring or put something on top. Like there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but best way is going through the channel.
Yeah, no matter what, still just cover it with heat shrink tubing.
Hmm.
You don't even have to shrink it down, just let it run through there. It hides it nicely.
Magnified says they now have a steel 3D printer, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
And they also have concrete 3D printer
Yep.
print houses, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, my wife thought that was real cool. She came, check this out. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. Oh,
Hey,
man.
Making a system like that to go on Mars. To build-
Well, yeah, that's what they're planning to do on Mars. They printing buildings.
Printing a base?
Yeah, 3D printing the buildings.
Okay, where are they going to get the water for the concrete? They're gonna
There's
bring it?
actual water on Mars. They just have to find a way to heat it up to get to that.
They think there is water on Mars,
Think.
but they know they had it before.
They know that there's water on Mars.
My question is the curing time.
Yeah.
Bought a new brush ESC.
You've been
It's a
spending
Tiken
money like crazy.
BXR.
The XR, yeah.
BXR, yeah. It's very small. I bought two of them. There's two boxes here.
Does it have forward and reverse? Does it have reverse? on it?
Forward, reverse, drag brake, you could program it. It's very, very tiny.
How much is it?
It retails for about 90 bucks Canadian. So about probably 70 bucks US. It is a lot because you could get a cheaper one. But the reason I like Tiken is because it's like you can't even hear it. You don't hear that high pitched noise. So if you're going like
I've had that on those, but not
Oh,
all.
what's the limit for turns?
20 turn. It's which is what I need. I don't need anything like 13 turn. So it has drag brake adjust with your radio, active brake, active drag brake system, element proof design, so it's waterproof, fully proportional, runs brush motor, yeah. Quick tune, onboard temperature indicator, LiPo safe with custom voltage cutoff. And I like the solder post. It's kind of weird, but anyways, it's very, very tiny. It's about 1/3, this about half to 1/3 the size of Tamiya speed controller.
Mhm.
Because it has no heat sink. Like you don't have that. Heat sink. It's just a tiny thing.
The size of some of the receivers you can buy.
Yeah, about that size. So you could, in your crawler, you could put this in the same receiver box or waterproof box.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always liked Tiken. The only thing I don't like about them because they appear to be overpriced, but they're good quality. You could get a hobby wing. You get like 3 hobby wing speed controller for that price. But
Do they still make brushed motors, Tiken?
yeah. They
I mean, just for buggies.
What's that?
For buggies.
I don't think so. I don't know. The one that I have is 35 turn brush. That is, you can replace the brush on it.
From Tiken.
Probably the best 35 turn motor you could buy for brush.
I've blown one. I've like on my SCX10, I had a FXR in there and a Tiken motor, and they both went at the same time, which I still to this day don't know why. The ESC went and the servo, everything went. Like it was weird.
There must be something weird. Like if all those gone at the same time, I don't think it's the ESC or the motor or the servo. There's something weird going on.
I've had a Tiken ESC smoke on me before. All I did, literally plugged in the battery, turned it on, had the radio on. I was setting it down on the ground and went poof.
Oh yeah. My TF2, I built my SCX10 original version 1 and my TF2 at the same time, and they both had the same electronics in there.
Wow.
Both motors I blown, but the ESC in my TF2 is still going. So
I've blown about maybe 4 or 5 speed controller my whole life. And yeah, it happened. I blew a Traxxas speed controller for the small one, XL 2.5. I blew a Futaba speed controller and a Tamiya speed controller.
The only time I ever blew a speed controller is when it was run over by a van by accident because it went out of control.
Oh yeah, that's
The only time I ever blew one.
that would do it. Try to get it fixed by the company. try to get it fixed by the company, saying to the company, it's
Well,
not
this is-
working anymore. It blew up because a car ran over it. I need you
This is
to
over
change
20 years ago.
Yeah.
it. See you later, Rex. Magnified says his eBay clones are still functioning fine. Cool.
Yeah, speaker controllers are cheap. You could buy one online these days for like $20 and it works.
I've been buying tons of Hobby Wing 1060s like crazy.
Yeah, I think they're good. Hobby Wing
Yeah, they're good.
1060 are good. Like I said, I just like the Tekken for the small footprint, and it just, you can't even hear it. It's
It's that whining when you go slow and you try to go forward.
oh, I hate
Oh.
that noise. I mean, outside is
I like
fine
those.
there, but it's just, I don't know. It just drives me crazy.
I'll stay with the 1080s or the 1060s. I've never had an issue with them making noise when I'm running them.
Yeah.
And the 1080 you can set so you don't hear it.
You
Yep.
can set the voltage. But
Yep.
just paying the difference of the price from the 1060 to the 1080 to me is worth it. Just
Oh. Yeah.
if you're on a budget, go to the 1060. But if you can't afford an extra $20, get the 1080.
It also depends on what you're running it in too.
Hmm.
Because I don't need a 1080 in the semi trucks or in my
But
race
the-
truck.
the flexibility of other things you can control with it is nice.
Oh
like the
yeah.
drag brakes and things like that,
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
the brake and the throttle punch, and there's a bunch of stuff you can actually control on that.
I was gonna get a brushless system that has a motor and ESC integrated. So all you see is just the motor, and it sticks out by maybe half an inch more. With
Oh,
ESC,
Fusion?
so just one unit.
Fusions.
Yeah. Fusion.
What
Yeah,
would go
I
good
just
in,
like it because it's compact.
But the downfall with that setup is if the ESC goes or if the motor goes, now you're stuck. You have to buy either another setup or you buy the motor and ESC separate.
Yep.
Yeah, you take the chance, but I just like the convenient factor. If you need the space, that's pretty awesome.
But a lot of people don't realize that you can't run, just like somebody's putting in there, I want to run an 8S in my 5th or 6th scale truck. Not all ESCs will take a certain voltage, so you do have to be careful. Just like on road, just like this Vitera that I have cannot take 3S. But if a kid doesn't know, he's going to plug a 3S and say, wow, this thing goes fast now, but all of a sudden, poof, it goes in flame. And then he bitches and says, well, this thing is junk. Well, it's not junk
Well,
because you did something with it.
You read the voltage, right? What it takes up to, like whether it takes up to
Exactly. But is a kid going to read the voltage? A kid won't care about that. The only thing he wants to do is make it go fast.
well, it doesn't matter. I guess it's.
It does matter.
It does
It
matter,
does because it'll give the product a bad name when it had nothing
Yeah.
to do with the product. It's because
Yeah.
they didn't pay attention to read what's supposed to happen. We've had that happen 3 times at the shop. We had someone come in, buy a vehicle, and they said, oh, we've got another vehicle also, so I need a battery for that. Okay, fine. They tried putting the battery from that into the vehicle they bought from us, come back. Well, it's fried, it won't work and all. You sold me something bad. Well, what'd you do? We'll put the battery from that. No, that's your fault. You fried it. We told you what it would take,
Well-
and also to read the manual before you ran it to make sure you don't do something incorrect like that.
Well, yeah, like the Traxxas XL5 speed controller, right? Like if somebody has a Traxxas Millennium that runs 3S and they put a 3S in an XL5, it's
It
probably
won't
gonna-
Well, it does. It will take 3S. I've done it a lot, but it depends on the type of motor you got in there. I've seen so many kids on the forums saying, well, my XL5 blew up because I put a 5.5 turn into it and then it blew up. This thing is garbage.
Yeah.
Well, if you would have read the spec says you can't go lower than a certain amount of turns on it.
Yeah.
Now the new version of the XL5, not this one that has the heat sink,
Yeah.
the one that's flat.
Yeah.
You try putting a 3S on it, it will not run.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's good. At least it's not burning it.
Yeah, but all it does is it does the red-green flash
Oh,
on
yeah.
the light saying the voltage is incorrect.
That's
We
good.
had two people separate from the other thing I was talking about come in that they bought the new rally car, and it comes brushed, and they're like, it won't go anywhere. Well, they come in, they don't have the car with them at first. It's out in the car. We'll bring it in. We'll look at it, take the body off. There's your problem right there. It's not made for 3S LiPo, and that was told to you when you bought it, and it's in the instructions that we told you to read.
Exactly. You got to tell the customer, tell them to read the manual, tell them to go online, read it.
I looked at one kid, they came in and bought a vehicle and was showing them different things, and it was a display that we had out, so the box was open. And I had the kid come over. I'm like, okay, you're getting a charger. Here's the manual. I'll put it back in here, but when you get home, read it. Before you plug it in or anything, you read it. Same with the car. Read the manual before you put a battery in it and mess with it.
And so many times on forums on Facebook, which is the worst place to get info, but anyways, some people are nice. A guy go, can I take the ESC and put it with this motor? And he's got the model number of the ESC and the model number of the car, the motor. And first thing, a lot of people are asking, did you look up the specs? The kid go, no, I'm asking you guys. Like, just pull up the friggin' specs on it and look it up. Learn how.
People are lazy.
Oh yeah.
People are lazy. Magnified 1.9 tires and 2.2s. If you run to the ESC limit on 1.9s, running 2.2s doesn't mean it's going to do anything to the ESC. Only if you run a stupidly tall tire on the 2.2s, don't change the gearing correctly, and you have a heavy weighted wheel, that can fry the ESC if it's at its limit because of the motor and all. But motor limit on the ESC honestly has nothing to do with the wheel size. It has to do with the weight of the whole vehicle.
And gearing.
And the gearing. Because if you can't get it moving, yeah, you're going to fry it. But that has nothing to do with the tire size unless you've re-geared it to work with that. The motor and ESC are doing what they're supposed to do. You have to adjust other things, just like with a real car.
And to me, what he's saying there with 2.2s and 1.9s, those are rim sizes.
Yeah.
I know people that actually have 1.9 tires that are actually bigger than the 2.2s.
Yep.
So 2.2s and 1.9 doesn't mean anything for me for the tire size, because that's a rim size.
Yeah, because the 2.2s that I've got on my SCX10 and the tires and wheels on the TRX6 are just like that far off. So it doesn't mean anything.
It's the difference between.
But I know what he means. I know what he means.
I know.
Because I've actually put Wheelie King tires, which are really monster truck tires, on my Mini 8, which is a 1/18 scale.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it had problems taking off. Like, it was doing a lot of cogging. I had to push it to get going. And once I pushed it, I could drive it around. But if I stopped, there's no way it was going to go by itself, because the tires were just too big of a rotational mass for that ESC and motor to move. Man, that motor is a very small motor. In
Wheelie King wheels and tires, they are bigger than the Mini 8. So that was more diameter killing the gearing on it. The weight of those things is actually not much different than what's on it. They're a little heavier, but not that much. So that was just mainly the gearing issue with that.
Yeah.
Because we've actually got a set of those in stock at the shop.
I forgot, is a 1060 brushed or brushless system?
Brushed.
I don't know. I still prefer brush over brushless for most applications.
Tony, I thought I had a headache from being sick, but it might be all this math talk.
Rolling diameter is more the point, which throws the gearing out. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does, but like Frank said, and I agree, a 1.9 wheel and 2.2 wheel, it doesn't matter the wheel size, it matters the tire size, because I had 1.9 tires that were bigger than any 2.2s I've ever had. But we've had 2.2s at the shop that are humongous.
Well, so that's what I was gonna say, the outside diameter
Yep.
might be 417 or 425 or,
Yeah, 5.5.
you know, it
Yeah,
could be whatever.
yeah, yeah. Well, so you don't get the ratio stuff. If you're gonna be going fast and racing and doing the crawling stuff, you do need to know it to a point, because you need your vehicle to run right so it don't overheat.
I don't care about the
Burn it
ratio.
down.
Yeah.
With a crawler, you shouldn't care about the ratio or your tire size, because
Oh, no.
that transmission that come with the crawler and the way the gearing is in the axle, it's actually meant to put big tires on it. It's meant to go slower. It's meant for power. It's not meant for speed. That's
Yes,
why
very true.
when the two guys there they were trying to do a deadbolt and try to make it go as fast as they could only reach a certain limit because of the gearing of the axles.
To a point, but still, you don't want it to be running the wrong speed because of the tire size and burning the motor out because you run too much heat because you don't have it geared right.
I
Yes,
don't
the
know,
axles and the transmission, internal transmission and internal axles, yes, those go together. But it's the pinion gear you put on to go to the spur that you have to adjust when you change tire size.
Mhm.
And John knows this for racing as well. It goes both ways for slow and fast.
Yep.
If you run at the wrong speed with the wrong gearing, you'll cook your motor in a heartbeat.
Yes, you will.
Oh, well, you're not supposed to come off the track smelling something burning and watching steam and heat come off your motor?
You mean like I do every time? No.
Sometimes you'll have that on these big jobs, especially when it's 100 degrees out.
Yeah, running out here 115 degrees or 110 degrees when it's 9 o'clock at night, motors get fried, even if you got it geared right.
Yeah.
Hey, Psycho 13 Garage, how are you doing? He's in the chat.
What's up, Dirk?
Dirk.
Yep, J American, heat is the killer, and you can watch how that plays out and modify it by changing your gearing.
Dirk.
So what speed controller need for that buggy? I want to get one with an on and off button.
Well,
1080.
most of them do.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want to do. If you want a lighter, more expensive out of the two, you can get the 1080. If you want a little bit lighter than that, but a little lower price, you can go with the 1060.
Do they all have
the same
Dean?
price?
What kind of plugs they got on? Are
Programmer.
Dean plugs, or
No, I had to.
you got to weld them, solder them?
I had to solder on that.
Yeah,
I'm
because I'm
waiting
gonna
for
use
my-
Traxxas.
I'm waiting for my end, so you can put that on there, no problem. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this right here, it's not heavy. The 1060 is a little lighter than this. This was $48. The 1060 is $27.
For the difference of money, if you do have the extra cash, get the 1080. If
1080.
not, the
Yes, you can.
1060,
It's only
1060 will be
$10.
fine.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if you don't know how to program a remote, an ESC, then don't
No.
bother, kind of. But it's nice to have, and it's nice to learn, and it's very easy
Yeah.
because it comes with a card, a little program card, little wire that you pop in the ESC, and you just turn it on, and then you just follow the lights. It's so easy to program.
I mean, the defaults on there, you can run it on default if you need to. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I was trying to get it out of the box.
Yeah, I got something. Yeah, with a new Bronco, because I don't run lipo, so I
Oh,
know.
Guru's got two of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a whole
Get
case
'em-
of them over
you
there.
get 'em
You can
every
hunt it
time you
up.
get out 1080.
Sell them on eBay. They sell them for $15 on eBay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let that refurbish my next 1080 then.
I've given 3 of them away.
Trail crawlers gave me my first.
And what do you got to program? I mean, like the drag brake and stuff
Yeah.
like that, or
Yeah, you set the drag brake and all sorts of stuff on it.
And it's on the
Lipo
back.
cutoff, lipo,
Lipo cutoff,
battery
yeah.
style. There's 15 different settings on it that you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't run lipo, so I won't need that. So-
Actually, you will because you need to take the lipo cutoff off.
Oh, cut off
Right.
off, right.
You
Yeah,
have
the
to set
default
what
is on.
type of
Jumpers on the
battery
10.
you're using.
You got
But
the
if you
jumper
get
on
the
the 1060.
if you get the 1060, it's a little jumper that you take off or on.
Okay, like
You
the,
move it
like
in different
the,
position.
act
You move it in
like-
different
okay.
position.
like the 10-2s.
And we
Yeah.
have. Oh, I got the
And
Tamaya one in
putting
there.
it in
So
crawler mode also, or race mode, or forward reverse brake, and forward reverse brake crawl. So there's a bunch of different modes on the 1060.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we'll see that the 13th tooth would be the best for that, because if you try to go smaller, you'll run out of adjustment for your motor. Plus the way that the 10-2s are geared, 13 tooth on a 16 turn brush is plenty. You'll have plenty of wheel speed still.
Yes, you can change the timing on the motor if it's adjustable. Some of them are adjustable, but be very careful when you do that. If you put it to the max or whatever, you can overheat your motor and actually burn the motor if you do it too much, depending on the gearing you have also.
yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you can screw up to actually burn a motor or burn an ESC,
Bang freeze.
which is kind of cool to see, but not cool for your wallet.
Yeah.
Another thing, when you turn up the timing on a motor, is it makes it less efficient too, depending on which way you're looking.
Yeah. I was gonna say, depending on how you're doing.
Like this motor has adjustable timing on it. It's
Yeah.
got the little timing marks.
Yep.
They're set pretty much perfect from the factory. If you loosen it up and turn it clockwise,
Yeah.
you'll get a little bit more advancement out of it,
Yep.
but you'll also lose battery life.
Yeah. That's why for stuff like that, I don't mind running the timed motors and run them full timing on my race vehicles,
Right.
because we're running 4 to 5 minutes. And by the time, no matter what, I'm right there at the cutoff, no matter what.
So you program that with your controller.
No, with this.
Hmm. Okay, that plugs into it with a,
It plugs into
okay,
the ESC, yes.
all right.
And it has running mode, battery type, cutoff voltage, initial start force, max forward force, max reverse force, max brake force, initial brake force, drag brake rate, neutral range, start mode punch, PWM frequency, BEC voltage, and freewheeling. That's just for the 1080.
Man,
And the frequency, the higher you set the number, the quieter
Quieter it
it
gets.
actually is.
Put up right there in the program.
So
yeah,
there's
plug it
three
in right
little
there.
wires.
Yeah,
You plug that there and you go to the card.
okay.
It's a nice looking ESC.
And that's
Yeah,
on
they're-
the 1080.
Yeah, that's the
They're
1080
great.
quick run.
They're great.
That's a good looking one.
Yeah.
I've got them in almost everything in here.
He hit me on to him.
I mean, there's other cards. I've got another Hobby Wing card for different versions that have basic settings, advanced settings for different things. You can adjust timing on this one with the ESC.
Where you
And
so it adjusts the motor, speed without using the end bell timing on the motor. It'll do the.
It adjusts it in the ESC, not on the motor.
Okay.
It does it through the sensor wire.
But that's what like Nick
That's what
Baker's
Brush-
saying. He's seeing a lot of people adjust the end bell in racing on carpet race or at a racetrack, because the problem, they're limited to a certain type of motor for a class. So like a 17.5 or 21.5 or whatever, but they're limited to a 17.5. So the only way to cheat, well, not really cheating, to give you a little bit more speed is by turning that a little bit.
Yeah.
But unless you have a dynamo, like John from Net Cruiser RC actually did it, and he did some tests
Dynamo.
to see how far he could turn it before he actually started losing speed at the end of it, because you did get more torque but less speed. So
Yep.
there is some
There's a
some people
trade-off.
that you lose somewhat trade-offs. Yeah. So you do
Yeah.
have to be careful.
I did
Just-
that with
just-
my street stock. I would test it. I would do 5 laps and get the average time, and I'd adjust it 2 to 3 degrees each time. And when it started dropping off, I'd bring it back a degree each time till I got back to the best speed. And then it worked out great, and it didn't get hot at all.
Mhm.
Well,
if
that's,
I went if I went to stock setting and no advancement at all, then the motor got hot.
yeah, that's why I'm thinking about getting a motor analyzer just to get a stock base.
For the brushless motors,
Yes.
we have one at the shop.
There's ones that do brushed and brushless.
Yeah, it's 2 separate units.
It's 2 separate ones.
So I can give you info. I've got to go out there tomorrow. I got to have the wife take me out there tomorrow. Actually, no, I don't. I've actually got a Zoom call with them tomorrow for work at 8:30 tomorrow night. Great.
Great.
But I can find out about it and give you the info on it, John, so you can look up the same one close to you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking either at the Sky RC one or the Power Hobby one.
I think this is the Sky that we've got.
How
I know
much
we've
are
got
they?
the scales. That I don't remember offhand.
They're about $110
Oh, yeah.
or
Is that the same way?
$90 or whatever.
Is that how much it is for brushed ones?
I don't know, Brad.
So
There's
it's
only one
11:38 here, so we're gonna do the round table and say bye to everybody, and we'll start with KBRC 13. He's been really talkative tonight, so we'll start with him.
Yeah, good night. Thanks for inviting me, Tank.
Thank you very much. Guru, you're next.
That thumbs up.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Brad,
Thanks for having me. I just hope I can get those tires on.
oh, I'm sure you'll get those tires on. Trail Crawler RC,
Thanks for the invite, Tank. It's always a pleasure to be on here.
cool.
And if you guys didn't hit the thumbs up before you leave.
Sounds good. Thank you. Sang,
Great to be on here. Sorry I joined a little bit late. But it's good to see everyone.
thank you. John Martin,
Thanks for having me, and see you guys on the next one. Hit the thumbs up, and let's go outside and try not to break anything. There you
Easy
go.
Flying.
Yep. Thanks for the invite, Frank, and everyone stay safe the rest of the week. Go have some fun.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody in the video, to actually come here tonight and chit chat with us on TAMIYA Tuesday. We'll see you Thursday on RC Talk. Until then, thank you very much. Everybody in the chat also, thank you for being there and chatting with us and asking us questions. It's really informative and it really helps us with the video and make it entertaining for you guys. So guys, till then, go charge up some batteries, go out there and have some fun and break something. Because if you're not breaking anything, you're not having any fun.